What's up, Meisterville? Today we are talking about the Razorman Volume 1. Is it? Is it? I got it signed. Yeah. So, Razorman created by Bill Masuku, and this is his first group of comics that he created for this character. And boy, it starts with the bang. So, again, if you've heard me talk about this before somewhere or whatever, that's cool, thank you, but I needed to do a re-review anyway, so we'll roll with it. Anyway, with that aside, so we get into this comic book, and you see Love More Galway, who is the main character of this whole shebang, and it starts out pretty strong. It starts out with a little bit of an action scene, talking about the character, talking about his motivations, and his motivations get tied into a conspiracy based around the city and everything. And this is one guy who, he's pretty selfish when he starts, which is something that I found interesting about the character. He's not on some altruistic, it's kind of like his actions are incidental, but it's not why he's doing it. It's not his plan or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Which I found pretty interesting in a character that, like we always get the altruistic person, but I've always liked that story where somebody who was not altruistic in the beginning kind of shifts towards that. I find that I find that compelling in the character. I mean, again, there's many thousand 20 million ways to write a character, but that's one of my favorite ways to write a character. And that's kind of how Lovemore Garway, aka Razorman, starts out in this whole thing. But do not be fooled. This man is a beast. He is a beast. He's a beast. I really, really like this character. And I know I've said it somewhere before, but it's basically Batman with, like, it's basically more lower level Batman. Basically, it's your street level Batman. Like, I know Batman is a street level vigilante, but at the same time, he's got like billions of dollars or whatever, and he's got a whole Batcave. So this guy is even more street than that. Like, Batman is the high end of the street. Batman is like on the Malibu. This guy is in them streets, like them hood ass streets. So he has to rely a bit more on the ingenuity and everything and all of that stuff. He has a lot of physical prowess, which is shown throughout the book and everything. It's a really cool design, and the action in this is so dynamic. I really love the action in this book. I love how well it's directed. I love how well it's paced, and I love how we get to see why the tech is important and why the skills are important. Like, it's not like it's just one thing that revolves. It's, again, very much like a comic book or a Batman comic book where you see Batman's skills with his hands, but you also see his skills with his tech. That kind of story technique is implemented really well in this book, in my personal opinion. Now let's get to some power systems. That is right. Like, this book, Razorman, it's kind of if you took a comic book and fused it with a manga, because there's a whole power system and everything, which is really, really cool. The power system in this book is called Fermo. I think that's how you say it, or Death Breath, in other words. So, just to give you a basic gist, this is not going to explain everything, but basically, what kills you is your superpower. So it's not like it's not something like invincibility or what you can never die. Like, you can die once, and if you come back, then you can use Death Breath, and you can use whatever killed you to be your superpower, your new superpower, or whatever the case may be, which is a brilliant idea in my personal opinion. So yeah, Lovemore Garway does acquire this ability through some very unfortunate means, and the way it pans out, you're surprised because you're just like, whoa, this is how we kick it off? Okay, I'm in. And yeah, man, the writing in this I really like this. There was not like there was a weak character in this story, in my personal opinion, that I like so far. I want to get volume 2. I'm really trying to get my hands on volume 2, and I'm liking where all of this is going. So if you can, there's a link in the description down below to Enigma Comics. Go pick you up the digital version. And yeah, support indie comic book creators, support some black comic book creators, and support some good stories. Because even besides all the blackness, which is important, it's a good story. This is 5 out of 5 books. You pay 5 out of 5 books for this book. Look at that, you made it to the end of the video. You are spectacular. If you like this video, I have another one up here. I've got a playlist down there, and I've got an icon you can click on to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe, and I'll see you all in another video because my man's gotta be out. Peace.